The video comes from Adrian Gomes, who does not usually post paranormal content. Rather, his channel features mostly nail art and some personal videos. However, this video, posted in 2020, is definitely creepy. Adrian captured this footage in his office from his new home. As you can see in the video, he hasn't even finished unpacking yet. Adrian hears some strange sounds coming from his new office and decides to film a bit and see if the camera will pick anything up to explain what he's hearing. Let's watch what he caught.
Es lo que se veía. Es lo que se ve ahí. ¿Qué se ve? Ay, no manches.
A small child can be seen peeking out from behind the wall, only briefly, and seems to disappear as soon as she realizes Adrian is there. This is no ordinary child, however. Her skin appears pale and gray, and her eyes shine in an inhumane way when she faces the camera. Adrian is sure that this is the spirit of a child, as no one was home at the time other than him, and there was no way for anyone to get in without him noticing. Ghost sightings of children can often be unnerving, as malicious spirits have often been known to take on the appearance of a young kid to appear less threatening. What do you think happened here? A negative energy? Maybe it was just a friend after all. Really hard to say. Voice Evil has uploaded the following video. He wrote that a buddy's grandfather of his had died recently and that they were cleaning out his old shed. A friend of his buddy's took over the house, but unfortunately had to leave the place after a few days due to scary poltergeist activity. One evening, they heard some strange noises from the shed, and the uploader stated that he wanted to record what was actually going on the property. This was his recording. We see a black object that is being thrown. But what was it? And who was that? Was it the doing of a spirit, perhaps? The grandfather of his buddy? You know what you guys think? Now we will follow Japanese paranormal investigator MTV, who tonight was visiting supposedly haunted high school, which has been abandoned for a long time. He states that he had visited this place before, and that he could capture a ton of really weird noises that, in his opinion, were inexplicable. Tonight he brought a colleague, and they were hoping to maybe capture some of this evidence on video. Let's take a look.
こっちがスナックのキッチンになって。これ、やすちゃんが明るくさないので、チェキ。ちょっと気になるところを何枚か撮って、後で見ようと思います。さっきの、顔がちょこっと書いてある。
MTV starts taking the first couple of pictures at the same location where he could capture a scary face the first time he visited this old high school.
ちょっと怖いですね。その時点でちょっと帰りたいなとは思いますけど、何枚か中で。 ここら辺でも音が入り口だったり、本当なのかな。
Then it got pretty interesting. Next to loud bangs from the second floor, the washroom area also seemed suspicious to him, so he gave this one a quick look at first.
さっきからずっとトイレの方から音が。じゃあ、今から回収します。オープニングの場所まで戻ってきました。で、
But after not finding anything on his camera, MTV then says that it is time to give the second floor a last look. And who knows, maybe he would find something there. Have you seen it? Look at the wall to the right. It appears that a head is peeking through, straight through the wall. What do you think? Nightmare material for sure. Mary has sent the following video. She tells me, my friend and her 1-year-old daughter were in my bathroom when the little girl started pointing and talking to something in the corner that neither her mother nor I could see. So that's when I decided to open up my TikTok app and apply the ripple glitter effect. There seems to be a shadow of an arm in the curtain behind my friend. Right before that, I can see some sort of black fly across the screen.
What? What?
Mary didn't tell me if there was any more paranormal activity unfolding in their home, but nobody could explain these sightings this evening. Mysterious. The following recording stemmed from Marcio Palmer, a student who lives alone in a haunted house. He knows there are strange things happening, so he always keeps his phone ready to record. As of why these things are going on and for how long is unknown at this point. However, sometimes he manages to capture some of these creepy moments on camera. Scary for sure, but these events seem to continue. The following night, Marcio was watching some Netflix when the poltergeist activity started up again, and many people think that it had gotten worse at this point. It's pretty clear that this thing must be a malevolent force that is asking to enter Marcio's home. Its loud banging on the doors was certainly a chilling proof for that, in Marcio's opinion at least. And of course, it didn't get better. This night, the answering device at the entrance door started malfunctioning, and things started to go downhill pretty quick. This video was shared by a driver who wasn't quite sure what to make of what he caught that night. Posted this encounter on the paranormal Reddit section and stated that he felt something rather inexplicable was going on that night. He was on his way home from work, and on this particular stretch of road where the incident was captured, ghostly sightings are nothing rare. Even some of his family members stated that they also have seen ghosts on the road. But of course, nothing ever was documented on their part. What really struck the driver as odd is that his radio malfunctioned after he passed by a pale figure. What would a woman be doing there late at night? Not to mention that this is pretty dangerous, of course, standing so close to the road. Many people have the opinion that maybe in fact this was one of the several paranormal encounters that seem to take place here ever so often. Is this realistic in your opinion? Quite weird how the skin of this lady is a bit illuminated almost, just like her dress. And what about the radio interference? What a strange coincidence. The following video was recorded by an officer after a fatal traffic accident. The camera captured something really mysterious close to the car wreck. Let's take a look. If you watch closely, you'll notice officers and concerned bystanders gathered around, and then a blurry shape streaks across the street in an instant. You'll see a pale, misty form dart among the crowd, yet nobody seems to notice it. At first glance, it could be just an ordinary person. Maybe someone walked behind the camera, and the low resolution image turned them into a fuzzy blur. But seeing how it glides, its half-transparent outline, and the fact that nobody reacts, it sparks more questions than answers. It's hard not to wonder what we're really seeing. Could this be the spirit of someone trying to flee the crash? Or something beyond explanation? Stories of fleeting figures often surface after traumatic events, like a memory trapped between worlds and unable to move on. Next clip was recorded by user Mason Divas 3, and he was quite startled when he realized that something terrifying was unfolding just outside of his window. As he was close to the end of his night shift, there appeared what looked like to be a tall man standing and walking around outside. There was no apparent reason for that, and no, it had never happened before. Let's check that out. Some viewers suspected that it could be a farmer who's simply looking out after his crops, but Mason denied that, saying that nobody ever is out that early on the fields, and that it appeared to be looking straight at him. That was that. A really scary encounter, if you ask me. Is it paranormal related? I don't know. Even if not, what would a person do out there, just staring at a window? Uncanny. Eckhart shared an encounter that startled him and his family quite a bit. His wife was waiting outside for the three of them and was filming the incident through the glass of the entrance door window. You can see Igor and one of his kids from the inside, and they appear to be really excited. Shortly before they make their way outside, Igor steps aside to get his other little one ready. And then something really odd unfolds behind his kid in the reflection of the glass door. Let's take a look. Have you seen anything strange? Take a good look again. First, we see Igor himself behind his son. But what happens after? Igor himself states, "My wife was videotaping our kids coming out of the house for Easter to get their reaction. You can see me in the window with the sunglasses on, and then a face appears of an old man. No idea who that is. What do you guys think? Was it a visitor from another plane? Or was Igor fooling us here, possibly holding up a paper cut or something? I couldn't say." Still, really creepy video. This girl was recording herself for her mother, and the spirit of a child seems to get captured behind her. The following video was captured around 1 a.m. by a trucker who was navigating a seldom traveled road, notorious for its danger due to numerous past accidents, some of which ended tragically in fatalities. This had led some to deem the road as cursed, advocating for its permanent closure. However, for drivers like the one featured in today's video, alternatives to this treacherous route are limited. Tonight, Gaston Rodriguez and his co-driver found themselves on this notorious road. To lighten the eerie atmosphere, they were listening to upbeat music when suddenly something quite unsettling unfolded. As their camera rolled, a mysterious, almost spectral figure darted across the dirt path, vanishing into thin air. Astonishingly, neither driver seemed to have noticed this enigmatic presence during the recording. It was only upon reviewing the footage that an overwhelming sense of dread overcame them. The identity of this elusive figure remains shrouded in mystery. Some speculate it could be the spirit of a departed accident victim, still wandering this cursed route, whether it's a ghostly encounter or something else entirely. The footage raises perplexing questions, and it's leaving us to ponder the inexplicable nature of what was captured that fateful night. Now let's check out another truly terrifying case that has been recorded by Mikaya Noel 98. The following was documented in the house in which she lives with her family. Another hotspot for paranormal activity, it appears. Many members of her family have actually come across some pretty unusual events, as you will hear in a minute. Let's listen in to a little backstory to what had happened in her video. So that's the dining room. I was walking into my parents' bedroom, right? Normal, okay? So obviously this is my sister, but when I was in here alone, I was walking out of the corner of my eye, I see something, so I turn and look, and it's a figure of a woman, and she's a little bit taller than Sophia, and it was just the top half of her, but she was like grayish white, and I could see completely through her, and all of a sudden she does this, and then she just takes off like a flash. So, if we believe the reports, it seems that the spirit of a lady is roaming several rooms of this old house. She has been seen at different times during the day by different people, just running into the wall. What could be the meaning of this? What appears to be following might be one of these encounters that Mikaya could capture with her phone. And with that said, let's see the apparition. The hallway is so black that it is hard to make out at what exactly we are looking at here. But yes, a shadow seems to be running in the back. Why would anybody run in sheer darkness? What do you think? This next clip takes us to another eerie crash site where EMS crews and police were on scene. You can hear the reporter setting the scene for viewers. It was in that moment the camera caught something unsettling.
Parece a vítima que seguia em outro veículo viu pelo retrovisor o momento em que a caminhonete capotou. A suspeita é que a motorista tenha tentado desviar de um animal que cruzou a pista. No local onde a...
Inside the wrecked car, a dark, twisted face appears at the window. Some think it's a lost spirit trapped in the metal, while others fear something far more sinister. Even now, no one knows who or what it was, since the area was closed off right after the crash. Chilling, right? This next clip was uploaded by Haunted Forest Monsters. He states that this footage was taken from the security camera at his mother's work. We were keeping an eye on the cameras lately, since some strange sightings had been seen in the building and the adjacent parking lots. The clip was taken on a dark and rainy night when there was no cars or people around. However, movement was still somehow detected. Let's take a look at what the security camera caught.
It comes from up there. There. See? It's right there. Yo, what the Oh, this is a booze. That I see it. Did you lose it?
Around the middle of the parking lot, a ghostly shadow suddenly appears out in the rain. The figure starts walking to the right, and you can almost even make out what appears to be legs. This is truly a humanoid shape. As we stated earlier, the parking lot is visibly empty, meaning there's no way for this to be a reflection or shadow of anyone or anything. The camera turns to keep capturing the spirit as it moves across the parking lot, and then eventually vanishes into thin air. This sighting is definitely strange. The way the spirit moves and seems to walk makes it seem to be more than a water drop or smudge on the camera. But let me know what your thoughts are on this one. Now we want to check out a video that was uploaded by Ferrotega Jr. And apparently a woman was filming her niece, which was in the hospital, unfortunately. And the niece stated that she saw a ghost. And then they were on the hallway in the middle of the night when nobody was out there. They made sure after. And they think they captured a ghost there. Let's take a look. Mi sobrina de Fantasma Hospital parte 1. Estaba ahí parado, sin moverse, solo observando. Oh, that? Oh, that looks weird. I mean, yeah, I would say wasn't it just a normal person, but the outfit is super weird. I mean, yes, a red dress shirt and jacket, and the head is completely blended into the background poster or whatever that is. And he looks like he's from a different time, at least to me, right? Following video was captured by a young driver who was on the way home. It was early in the evening, and nothing seemed out of place at the time. He takes this road a lot, and based on his reports, there had never been any strange incidents taking place. Eventually, he started speeding, and in his opinion, a guardian angel might have stepped in at this point in time. We see a person appearing in the middle of the road. Pretty scary, of course. The man notices him too late and tries to brake. Based on his reports, the car drove straight through him, though, and no damage was done to the car, making him believe that this had to be a ghost. There was no trace of this person after the car came to a stop, and he stepped out to see if the mysterious person was okay. I mean, it's a bit weird how the car darkens up, though, as if an impact actually had occurred. Pretty strange, isn't it? What do you think unfolded here exactly? Now we want to take a look at a light but definitely creepy recording. It was captured by a young man who recently moved into a new home with his family. His kids told him that they saw strange shadows walking around in the house, and he and his wife also could see and hear stuff. It didn't always make sense. One night he was trying to find the source of some odd scratching noises his children had heard, so he made his way down into the boiler room. What exactly was peeking out of the window here? Some people say that it could have been an intruder that is living in their house, unknowingly, of course. Others suspect it to be a bad joke by either a family member or someone else. Well, I think it definitely looks like a mask. But the thought of a stranger living in the basement for free is pretty terrifying, nevertheless. Nikisha MacDonald has shared the following creepy incident on her profile. The young woman tells us that she was alone at home that evening, that she simply was posing for a TikTok video. Afterwards, she saw something quite terrifying in the back of her apartment. Let's see. But yeah, I always feel amazing when I have the lipstick on. I don't know.
Iwan ko man lang ng light ko.
Nikisha was quite lost for words when there seemed to be another woman sitting in the back on the couch. Just moments prior, the couch was empty, but now there was a stranger sitting. Terrifying, if we believe her, and she was indeed alone at home. Could it have been an intruder that snuck in through the balcony door, perhaps? Whoever this is looks pretty human to me, so I'm not sure if I'd say this was a paranormal event, but maybe I'm wrong. In the end, we cannot fully say what transpired in here, but it certainly is unsettling. Whoever we're seeing back there. Following is a video from Chastity Faith, and she captured it while sending goofy Snapchats to her friend. She was in her room at night, and everybody else was asleep at that time. Yet there seemed to be an odd object right behind her, which freaked her out a tiny bit, to be honest. Let's check it out. If we rotate the image and zoom in a little bit closer, we can see that something seems to be tampering with her blanket. And I don't think it is wind. If nobody else was with her in the room, is it maybe paranormal forces? It's possible. The following video was submitted by Nolia101, and he told me that his kids were playing with the tablet that night, and that they actually had captured something quite creepy by chance. He filmed this encounter off of the broken tablet screen. Let's take a look.
Now I just got home now. They showed me this on the tablet. It's on the tablet.
We can indeed see a strange shadow object leaning into the frame and then disappearing towards the left. However, I haven't been given any more info. It can be suspected that perhaps an otherworldly visitor was captured here. Or do you think it was merely another family member? Quite puzzling, I have to say, and a bit creepy. The following incident was documented by a young couple living in an apartment that is rumored to be haunted. They have been encountering strange and eerie sounds, and even mysterious handprints appearing on their bed, and doors that inexplicably open on their own.
Desde hace rato estoy escuchando que alguien está intentando abrir la puerta. Escucha.
Se acaban de levantar, estamos viendo una serie. Pues, ahorita sí está muy fuerte. Escucha.
Amor, 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 amor. ¿Viste eso?
Amor, se acaba de abrir la puerta. Estoy seguro que se giró. ¿Sí? No mames. No mames, amor. Amor, amor, no mames. No mames, no mames. No seas. Amor, ¿qué pedo? Está volviendo a pasar. Amor, no mames. Acabamos de grabar la puerta, la acabo de cerrar. Creemos que se va a volver a abrir porque se escuchan ruidos. Literal se acaba de escuchar un ruido. No, no mames. Amor, no mames. No, no.
These terrifying occurrences are happening more frequently, leaving them deeply unsettled. In one of the recordings, they capture something peculiar moving under the sheets, but it vanishes the moment Batum lifts them. Then in the bathroom, a dark figure suddenly appears and disappears as soon as the door opens, revealing the same claw marks seen before. The burning question is, what exactly is haunting their place? Or, if it's not something paranormal, what else could possibly explain these inexplicable events? Dad Bobby Gamer BBG has noticed some unusual smoke in his apartment, besides hearing the strangest noises this morning. He grabs his cell phone to document and to look for help on the internet right after. Since he wasn't an expert in this field, he needed to know what exactly this activity was. What's that? Yes, it could be dust or orbs, but he captures something else shortly after. It appears that a transparent figure is walking across the floor. What do you think? A spirit, maybe? Unsettling. After this incident, Marcio did a grave mistake. He got a hold of a Ouija board and dabbled around with it in hopes to contact this being, and in order to find answers. Of course, in doing so, he opened a dark door that he couldn't close anymore.
Siya nga bumibot siya. Siya nga bumikain pa na tira, nakangati. Sa loob yung mga puto. Nilabas, ay nilagay ka. Nilagay yung mga
As he returned home from work, he's moving into the living room and experiencing some terrifying activity. And he notices the misplaced Ouija board that now also seems to be traveling on its own accord, a sign that demons are now taking over the apartment. At least that is what many viewers said. Marcio decided that at this point he had to install several security cameras for his own safety and to further document all the spine tingling activity that took place in there.
Hindi ka titigil? Wala naman yun.
The activity is still ongoing, and we will keep an eye on this case.